Large Bitcoin payments to right-wing activists a month before Capitol riot linked to foreign account.
This post received a score of 100,000, with an upvote ratio of 80%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
So does that make these MAGA protesters paid crisis actors? Edit, just want to note that I'm pretty sure it's not MAGA supporters replying to me. Almost everyone has spelled paid correctly.
Probably some, but many were just sponsored.
Some of the pictures did suspiciously look like a Capital One commercial.
Capital One.
What's in your riot?
If Tina Fey showed up to my local riot, you can bet your ass I'd be there too,
said the oddly attracted to Tina Fey guy.
I'm not the only one.
There are dozens of us. Dozens.
I wonder if domestic terrorist, Charlie Kirk, received any of these funds to charter his 30 buses of Trump supporters to the Capitol.
Curios, isn't it? Checkmate liberals. Charlie, light treason. Kirk.
Boy, domestic terrorist Charlie Kirk does seem to love some good old domestic terrorism. There's always Bitcoin in the banana stand, I guess.
Are you referring to domestic terrorist Charlie Kirk of the domestic terrorist organization Turning Point USA? That domestic terrorist Charlie Kirk? If so, I'd have to agree that domestic terrorist Charlie Kirk sure does love doing domestic terrorism.
Boy, it would be a real shame for domestic terrorist Charlie Kirk was associated with domestic terrorism if he was ever trying to get a normal job in the future. People often ask me, what is a domestic terrorist? The answer is obviously Mr. Charles Kirk.
I may be misremembering, but didn't the domestic terrorist organization Turning Point USA start operating in other countries as well? If so, that wouldn't make domestic terrorist Charlie Kirk international terrorist Charlie Kirk?
I cannot confirm or deny Charlie Kirk, or TPUSA involvement in any international operations, so I think it is safest to only associate Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA with domestic terrorism. After all, we wouldn't want Google to think that Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA are international terrorists.
Either way, it's safe to say, Charlie Kirk, terrorist, USA.
Charlie Kirk International USA terrorist confirmed.
Foreign meddling? Helping fuel a mob of unruly extremists set on undermining American democracy? Surprised Pikachu face.
So QAnon may have been foreign-funded. Meanwhile, the right has been pushing that Antifa has been over the years?
Say it with me now. PROJECTION.
Gaslight Obstruct Project.
As the federal entities investigate these sources, if there are any ties to foreign countries, they can raise the charges from sedition to treason.
Now I am more than happy that impeachment is done. I will not be surprised if somehow a connection of this to Trump, albeit a weak one, finally emerges.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.